Public Administration. Today, we'll be discussing in the SEM 4 third class, that is Unit 5, 6, and 7. That are in the Unit 5, we will try to discuss about the State Planning Board, the Telangana State Public Service Commission, and the State Finance Commission. So first we will try to understand the first topic that is in today's class, that is Unit 5, State Planning Board, Telangana. Now first, we should understand the word planning. What do we understand by the word planning? Planning is considered as the most systematic measure, for readdressing socio-economic problems of the country. So why we are talking on these socio-economic aspects and why we are talking about planning? Planning in general terms, we can say that it is about the foreseen or the mental process of what we can do in the next coming, in near future, we can say. But when we are talking about planning, State Planning Board of Telangana, that is, when we are talking about a particular state, or when we are talking about the concept of people, the citizens, whom the government has to take care, then we will be talking about planning. The terminology and the meaning of a planning will have a different aspect. That is, planning will be considered to readdress, or we can say to redressing of the socio-economic problems of the country. Now, what do we understand by socio-economic? That is, economically, we can say that the living standards of the people, the cost of living of the people, the employment opportunities, the buying power of the people, which will in turn, when the people have a greater buying power, but then the economical conditions of the country will be in a greater aspect, because everybody will have the ability to buy, and the money will be in rotation. So it will give a major aspect, or it will give a boosting to the market, and the stock market and everything will be, and we can say the place in the international market also might go on. With this, the economical aspects will generate more and more opportunities, and we can say that this will help the government to go in a developmental process. Now, this is all about the economic conditions. Now, when we talk about we can say the socio conditions, that is the social conditions, that is when they have no disparities, when there is gender equality, when there is no rich and poor bias, when there is no caste feeling, all these, when there is no religious bias, all these, then when there is a social security to the people, then all these will have a greater impact on the planning process. That is, if everything goes on well, then we can say that the country is in a developing mode. So now we can say that India is a developing country or a more developing country, because we are in a faster pace of development. Now we have introduced new economical reforms, that is the LPG, and we have introduced many things in India, whereby boost our socio-economical conditions. So we can say that planning is considered. And we can justify saying that yes, planning is a must for a country or a state or an economy, or in the social conditions, whereby it will give a target or an objective to achieve, or to maintain or may be in the competition. So we can say that planning is considered as the most systematic measure for readdressing the socio-economic problems of the country. So when we say all these planning, Now, when we are talking about India or we are talking about a country, then when we are taking our own country as an important aspect, then we have to talk about the planning commission, how this planning will be getting practiced. Now, this planning, the addressing the objectives, addressing the goals, addressing the problems of the people, or readdressing the problems of the people, this all can be done. This all can be done in a planned manner. To address these things only, the Planning Commission of India was established. So after independence, when we were, as we all know, that India was ruled by the Britishers for nearly 400 years, and after a vigorous fight and a and an independence struggle, we got independence in the year 1947, and at that moment of time when India got independence, it was unable to do justice to the people, because the Britishers had taken away much resources from India. The Indian people were helpless. They couldn't address the problems of the people. They couldn't address what was happening in and around, because there was more of poverty, there was more of unemployment. They were unable to address the problems of the farmers. Like that. So there were n number of problems which were being surrounded by the newborn country, like as we are talking about our own country, India. So in these aspects, there was a need to address these problems in a systematical order, in a systematical procedure. Hence, to address these all socio-economic problems, the government of India has established the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission was established in the year 1950. That is, on 15th March 1950, Planning Commission was established, and the Prime Minister was the chairman of this Planning Commission. Now, this Planning Commission, the first 5-year plan, this Planning Commission, what was the work of this Planning Commission? What is the importance of this Planning Commission? The major thing, or the major aspect, we can say that this Planning Commission's most important function was to bring about, or to set objectives and goals for the coming 5 years. That in the next coming 5 years, what problems should the government address, and how it has to address, what are the important things which have to be kept in mind to address these problems, to address these socio-economic conditions, to address these socio-economic problems. India came up with the Planning Commission, and the first 5-year plan, was taken up, or was given out in the year 1950, and the first 5-year plan was from year 1951 to 56. The first 5-year plan was from 1951 to 56, and from then on, every 5 years, now we all have celebrated 75 years of independence recently. So the first 5-year plan was constituted, or was started in the year 1951. From 1951 onwards, that was the first 5-year plan. Later on, till the 12th 5-year plan, which was started in the year 2012. In the 2012 to 2017, the 12th 5-year plan has come into existence. But after Narendra Modi became the Prime Minister, then he scrapped this Planning Commission, and he has constituted, or we can say, Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog in the year 2014. So this, now the Planning Commission was scrapped and Niti Aayog was constituted. And what was the main function of this Niti Aayog? Niti Aayog was not coming out with a 5-year plan. The Niti Aayog was not coming up with a 5-year plan, but it became a think tank to the central government and as well as to the state governments. That is, it started to give out strategies, ideas to build themselves, to come out with an innovative practices. That is, the Planning Commission was being scrapped and Niti Aayog was constituted in the year 2014. So presently, after 2012 and 2013, we were in the 12th plan. Later on in the year 2014, the government of India started to implement Niti Aayog. Now presently, we are following the guidelines and the suggestions of Niti Aayog. That is, the central government as well as the state governments are following the suggestions and guidelines of the Niti Aayog. Now, when we talk about all these, as we all know, we are in a federal form of government. Planning has to be done in the taking care of this federal system of government. Now, what do we understand by the federal form of government? That is, two governments, decentralization, one government at the central level and one government at the state level. So the state government and the central government should work together to address the problems of the citizens and to come out with their own developmental aspects. So now what do we mean by decentralization? Decentralization is distribution of power. When the power is distributed, then there will be a scope for faster development. Then there will be a scope for faster development, we can say. So in this regard only, for continuing the federal system of government, the State Planning Board in India, according to the Administrative Reforms Commission, which was constituted in the year 1960, in the 1960s, it has recommended the formation of or the establishment of state planning boards in India. Means each state, they should not, this I am talking about the Planning Commission. So in the Administrative Reforms Commission, they have come out with an idea that at the central level, they have the Planning Commission, but at the state level, they should have their own state planning boards. So in to form this or to establish the state planning boards, the recommendations were given by the Administrative Reforms Commission. So taking these recommendations, each state tries to form their own planning boards, which will help the individual state, in addressing their socio-economic problems and addressing their problems of the citizens. So we can say that now this planning boards, state planning boards, were a very, very great initiative which was taken up by the central government with the recommendations of the Administrative Reforms Commission, because with this, they had given a major scope, for more development, and also they have given scope for independent decision making, whereby when there is a scope for more of independent decision making, then there will be scope for more addressing the problems of the citizens. So in this regard, the Telangana state, as we all know, after bifurcation from the unified Andhra Pradesh, we have formed our own state of Telangana, that is in the year 2014. So from that time, we have started, the government of Telangana has started and has established the state planning board. Now, what is the function? What is the composition of this planning board? So, the planning machinery in Telangana. Now, we all know that in India, plans consist of two sectors, that is at the central sector and at the state sector. But when there is, now they have their own framework, their own machinery, but ultimately it is the upper authority or the decision making power will be more vested with the central sector comparatively to the state sector. And now when we are talking about the planning machinery in India, the institutions at the state level for preparation of these plans, there were four institutions. The planning machinery in India, to bring about plans or to prepare the plans, there are four institutions which play a very, very important role in bringing about socio-economic changes or addressing the problems of the citizens. The first one we can say is the State Planning Board. Second is the State Planning Department. Third is the Directorate of Town and Country Planning. Fourth is the Directorate of Economic and Statistics Planning. And we also have district planning committees. District planning committees. Now, what do we understand? What do we understand by the State Planning Board? The State Planning Board is now the composition of the State Planning Board and its effectiveness in the planning process. It varies from state to state. As I have told you, that the planning boards and the working of the state governments will be different from one state to the other state, because based on the economical standards, based on the living standards, based on the cost of living, on all these aspects, the developmental process will have a great impact. And also, now for example, if you take the Telangana state is of a plateau region where we have different types of soils and we have dry lands as well. So there is more scope for establishment of industries, all these. But comparatively, if you take the Andhra region, the soil is very fertile, because of the sea and everything. So because of the port areas, all these, because the lands are more fertile, they have more facilities for better agriculture. But comparatively in Telangana, we have more of employment opportunities in the industrial sector, because we don't have much of agriculture. But now we can say that we have more of agricultural land as well because of the irrigation facilities. Now, this also, the more of irrigational facilities, these all have been put forward in the planning process. And the State Planning Board, all these have come out with the initiatives which were taken up by the State Planning Board, district planning committees. All these have played a very, very important role. Now, talking about all these, the State Planning Board, the composition of these State Planning Board is, it has the chairman and the Minister for Finance. The chairman will be the Chief Minister. The chairman will be the chief minister. Minister for finance will be the vice chairman planning, and the vice chairman will be the nominated by the government. Means the chief minister will nominate with and we can say that when we were talking about the powers and functions of the governor, I told you in that I discussed with you that the governor will appoint these people, but with the consultations of the chief minister. And we have chief secretary as a member, principal finance as a member secretary. Like that, altogether the composition of the state planning board has 7 important members, and the most important roles played by these 7 members is the chairman, or will be the chief minister, assisted by the minister of finance and the chief secretary as well. Now, what are the important functions of this planning board? It helps, or it advises the state government on creation of appropriate institutions and procedures to achieve objectives of growth. Objectives of growth, that is, of how it will help in the objectives of growth. That is, it helps in formulation of better policies, formulation of better plans in the developmental aspects, coming out with the strategies and making them work in a very I can say in a very established manner, evaluating the results, evaluating the levels of performance of the employees. All this will be taken into consideration. And the most important thing we can say that various developmental schemes and developmental activities, evaluation of the socio-economic conditions, all this will be we can say impacted by the state planning board, because this is the board where they come out with all the developmental strategies, objectives, planning the things, scheduling the thing, meeting the encouraging the board meetings, all these, whereby making them come to a platform and address all the issues which are being related to the public importance, and as well as make the people understand, or addressing, or making a bridge between the government and the citizens, we can say. Now, this we can say that this is all about the state planning board. Then we have the Directorate of Planning, Directorate of Economic and Statistics, and all these. Now, what are they all? They all help the Directorate of Economics and Statistics. This department gives a clear picture of the market, we can say the plans of the earlier plans which were, or the earlier decisions which have been taken by the other governments, and also what is the revenue, what is the expenditure, and what is the general statistics, that is the market trends or the buying power of the people. All these statistics will be taken into consideration, and they will be addressed by the government, we can say. So this all helps the government in addressing the problems and also addressing the issues of the citizens. So this is all about the state planning board. So now we will talk about the next topic, Unit 6, that is the State Public Service Commission, that is the Telangana State Public Service Commission. Now, we all know that we have our state, the Telangana state is a 29th state and a newborn state. Newborn state after, and in the year recently, that is in the year 2014, or on June 2nd only, we have formed our new state. Now, what do we understand by the Public Service Commission. In the last semester, you might have discussed, you might have understood, you might have learned about the Union Public Service Commission. The Union Public Service Commission is a constitutional body. What do we mean by constitutional body? What do we mean by a constitutional body? That is, the constitutional body is whereby under this constitution only, under Article 315, it has been established, it is been embedded in the constitution that Union Public Service Commission has to be established. So under this only, the State Public Service Commission was established in the year under Article 315. So under Article 315, the Telangana State Public Service Commission was established on 8th August 2014, and it came into existence. It came into existence with, or we can say, with effect from 18th December 2016. And this Telangana State Public Service Commission is the youngest public service commission in the country. And Professor Ganta Chakrapani, a renowned academician of B.R. Ambedkar Open University, that is from our university only, our renowned academician, Professor Ganta Chakrapani, he became, or he was appointed as the first chairman of this newly constituted Telangana State Public Service Commission by the governor. So the governor has appointed the Professor Ganta Chakrapani as the first chairman of this Telangana State Public Service Commission. Now, what is the composition and what is the function of this? The state, as we all know, the appointment is made by the governor of the state, and the composition, it consists of the office of the chairman and of the State Public Service Commission acts as a chairman, and it has, we can say that the members will be of great relevance, that is, who have much knowledge about the field, or who are from more often an academicians and have an experts in the selecting the people who have more expertise. And the term of office of this State Telangana Public Service Commission is 6 years. 6 years is the term of office of this Telangana State Public Service Commission. Now, what are the functions? What are the important functions of this Telangana State Public Service Commission? That is, the first and the it is under Article 350 of the Constitution, and in accordance with the State Public Service Commission, it has some regulations. It has some regulations, and it follows all the important regulations of the and it abides by the rules and regulations of the commissions, and also the Union Public Service Commission, and as well as the Constitution. Now we will discuss some of the important statutory functions of the Telangana State Public Service Commission. That is, it has the direct recruitment. That is, the commission takes up recruitments to the public services and the posts. That is, we all know that the Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, Group 4, all the notifications related to the government. It might be related to the junior lecturers, degree college lecturers, or the universities or departments, everything. in all the departments. As I told you in the last class about the directorates and the these things, where tried to explain you that if there are any vacancies, then it is the responsibility of the directorates. It is the responsibility of the directorates to address to count the vacancies and give the number to the Public Service Commission to conduct the recruitment. So now this Public Service Commission only gets all the information related to the vacancies and brings out a notification that these are the vacancies, and it also decides the eligibility criteria. In that eligibility criteria, it decides the age, the qualifications, the socio-economic conditions, the social conditions, all these, that is, the what all parameters which are needed. It is the responsibility of the Public Service Commission to bring about the guidelines for these notifications and fill the posts which are vacant. That is, it comes out with the notifications, it conducts the exams, and it comes out with an interviews, all these, and it fills the vacant posts. That is, all the high level all the jobs, vacant jobs in the government departments. We can say in simple terms to remember, all the government jobs which have to be filled are to be filled by the Telangana Public Service Commission only. No individual department can fill the seats or the vacancies through their own channels. It is not advisable, or we can say they don't have the power to fill these posts. Only it is the responsibility and duty, and moreover, it is the power and function, we can say, given to the Public Service Commission to fill all the posts, in this government departments. So we can say that the Telangana Public Service Commission plays a very, very important role in recruitment, and it also tries to explain about the transfers, promotions, disciplinary cases, temporary appointments. All these are also are to be addressed by this Public Service Commission. Then when we talk about these Telangana Public Service Commission, we can just have an inputs about the digital reforms. Now, why we are talking about these digital reforms? Because now we are in the concept of e-governance, that is electronic governance, where the government is at the doorstep. That is, the government is trying to address the problems of the citizens, trying to address the grievances of the citizens in a more efficient and effective manner. Hence, we are enjoying the electronic system of governance. That is, so in the conducting of this the Public Service Commission exams and all these, there are some digital reforms also. Now, what are these digital reforms? How can they be addressed? The recruitment is first we will understand what is recruitment. Recruitment is a process of finding and attracting the potential resources for filling up of the vacant positions in the organization. As I told you, when in the functions, that is, the Public Service Commission comes out with the recruitment process, whereby it comes out with all the guidelines, whatever are necessary to fill the vacant posts. So whereby it comes out, it comes out with an guidelines, that is eligibility criteria. No, everybody cannot apply. Everybody cannot apply and cannot fit into that system. So for every job, now, for example, when we take a Group 1 services, it needs thorough education, and also a graduate. A graduate only can apply for this Public Service Commission exam. And a 10th class student or an inter passed out person, we will not be able to apply. And the eligibility criteria, the age factors, all these also play a very, very important role. But for a class 4 employee, who is a class 4 employee? The attender, or in the offices, who does a physical work and who don't have a role to play in the decision making, who don't address the grievances of the people. These people, they don't have to have a more eligibility criteria. So the class 4 employees, the eligibility criteria might be only 10th class, or they should have only education. They should address only the problems of the what all they have to take care of the people in and around the office only. So we can say that the guidelines and the eligibility criteria. Now, in this regard, when we are talking about the digital reforms, recruitment also has played a major role in the digital reforms. That is, they have introduced, now when we talk about the Telangana Public Service Commission, they have introduced many IT initiatives to ensure free and fair recruitment process. They have tried to ensure free and fair recruitment process with the aim of promoting transparency at every stage in the selection process. Now, what are the major digital reforms? The first one is digital one-time registration. Digital one-time registration is, and we can say it is an historic event which was introduced for the unemployment job aspirants. What is this digital one-time registration system? This one-time registration system acts as a virtual employment exchange in many ways, where an unemployed person should enroll in this with their qualifications, age, social background, and their economical status. And this data, and when a person enters all these data into this system, then he will be registered in the portal, or he will be registered in the database of this Public Service Commission. So, and this will help him to get all the notifications of job opportunities or the exams, or what all information he gets from the Public Service Commission portal. He will get a message or a mail or anything, or I can say that he will get a rightful information at the right time. And this unemployed youth will be in a seat, or we can say a one step ahead with all others, because they will be getting all the relevant information, because they have created a place in the database of the Public Service Commission. So another important aspect also I want to explain to you, that because of this entry or getting registered in the portal of the database, of this Public Service Commission, what happens is they will help the unemployed youth in getting the rightful job, or what all, if there are any job opportunities anywhere also, they will be getting to know and they can try their luck. So this all information which help the which help the unemployed youth in getting a better opportunities. So this was a great initiative, I can say. Then the second one was online applications. Now, previously, when we used to, when we used to register ourselves, or when we used to apply for any job, the unemployed youth or the job aspirants had to go to that particular office, get an application, pay the fee in the bank, then they have to attach the demand draft to it, then they have to submit it in the office, then at times they have to visit the office to get the updates. But now everything is online, means sitting at one place at your home only, you can get all the rightful information at the right time, which will also help you in getting first-hand information, and also it will help you to be one step ahead. So this, we can say that this is a great initiative which was taken up and which was started by the Telangana Public Service Commission. Then the next one we can say is a computer board recruitment test. Computer, we all know that nowadays all the exams are computer based. Now this has given more exposure, more people can write the exam, and it has given a way to transparency. There is no way for malpractices, because they take the thumb impression of the candidate, they screen the face, everything will be done. So there will be no discrepancies in the conducting the exam, because the person who has enrolled himself and for the exam, he only has to go to the exam center and give the exam. No other person, or no way for any malpractices. So this we can say, and there is no usage of paper, that is paperless exam can be conducted, which is an environmental friendly also. And moreover, they have gone for CC cameras, that is computer based, and also cameras are being set up at all the departmental centers or the test centers, whereby giving a clear picture about the work of the conducting the exams. And also they are going for the physical test, the physical efficient test, that is they have developed technologies to go for a physical efficient test, and the screening of the students. All these have given a way more exposure to for the government to meet the demands of the presented scenario. So these all are the important innovative methods or innovative practices which have been introduced by the Telangana Public Service Commission, and which has given a more exposure to the system. Now, when we talk about these, the exam pattern, everything will be same like the Union Public Service Commission only. That is, the preliminary exam will be conducted, then there will be a main exam, then there will be a interview. That is, the screening will be done, or filtering will be done at every stage for selection of an eligible candidate. So this is all about the Telangana Public Service Commission. Now we will talk about the last topic of today's class, that is the State Finance Commission. Now, what do we understand? Now, in the last semester, you might have studied about the Finance Commission, or you might have known about the Finance Commission, Election Commission, Finance Commission, all these. So like that only, we have at the state level also, at the central level, we have the Finance Commission, and at the state level also, we have a State Finance Commission. Now, on the basis of the recommendations of Balwantrai Mehta Committee, Panchayati Raj system in India, which was introduced in the on October 2nd, 1952, 1959, like that only, the Indian Central Finance Commission was established at the central level and at the state level. Now, this State Finance Commission is also a constitutional body. A constitutional body means under articles, under Article 243(1), under Article 243(1), this State Finance Commission was established. So each state has its own State Finance Commission, and for a period of 5 years, that is, the term of office of this State Finance Commission is 5 years, and the chairman of this Finance Commission will be appointed by the governor. The governor appoints the State Finance Commissioner, and the Finance Commission, the composition of the Finance Commission is, it consists of the chairman, and it has 4 members in it. That is, it comprises of chairman, member, secretary, and 4 other members, that is, who have many expertise in the fields of public relevance, academicians, researchers, and ex officio members. All of them constitute the State Finance Commission. And now we will talk about the functions of the State Finance Commission. What are the important functions of this State Finance Commission? That is, to review the economic conditions of various Panchayati Raj institutions and urban local bodies in the state. Now, why we are talking about these two? Because as we all know, a state consists of districts, and into the districts are made up of institutions, Panchayati Raj institutions, or the panchayats and the towns. So they make up the district, and these districts make up a state. So this Finance Commission has to address the economic conditions and has to review the developmental processes of the various panchayat institutions, and as well as we can say the urban local bodies. That is the first and foremost function of the State Finance Commission. Then the second one is, it tries to take steps that help in boosting the financial conditions of various rural and urban local bodies in the state. That is, coming out with innovative practices, innovative strategies, or coming out with major programs which had to address the economical conditions of the people. That is, how to, now if there is an agricultural practice, when we talk about agriculture, or when we talk about the panchayats, the major concept of, or the how can a panchayats or the Panchayati Raj institutions or the rural development can take place? How can it be possible? So it will come out, the State Finance Commission will come out with the major steps, which, that is, the steps might be how to improve the production, how to address the grievances of the problem, how to come out with the innovative practices to address the problems of the farmers, setting up of a new or small scale industries, or bringing about new technological changes, all these. And comparatively, if you talk about the towns, that is the urban local bodies, to address the problems of the urbanites, that is infrastructure, providing better employment opportunities, providing better drinking water, or providing them all the basic facilities of shelters to the migrants. All these are the important aspects, we can say, which have to be addressed by the State Finance Commission, and it has to take steps to review all these. Then it allocates funds to the local bodies in the state from the Consolidated Fund of India. Now, it is the responsibility of the State Finance Commission. Now, how can we explain this? That now, for example, if the government wants to take up some recruitments, then the government has to pay some, we can say, has to pay the salaries to the employees or the people who are being recruited. So who will pay them? The government. But to pay they should have money, that is the treasury, the money should be there to pay them. So what they have to do, the State Finance Commission will analyze the economic conditions, the treasury of the state, and will give a clearance or a green signal to conduct the exams. That they have to see that whether the government is ready to pay the salaries, because every year the government comes out with a budget. So the budget also, in the budget preparation also, the State Finance Commission plays a very, very important role. And it explains and it tries to address the problems of the government, to how to come forward with the economy and developmental process. And also, moreover, to achieve it transfers funds from the granted by the central government to the state government. That is, now we all know that the central government also gives funds or allocates funds to the state governments. So these funds, now when we see the news, the ministers will be telling that the central government has to release funds. They did not release the funds, hence we are unable to provide you all the necessary facilities. So to run the governments, or to run as I told you in the initial classes of the only, that we are in a federal system of government where distribution of power will be there. That is, some funds that center also has a responsibility to take care of the working of the states. So the state cannot provide all the necessary things to the citizens of that particular state. So it is the responsibility of the center also to release funds to take care of the states. So it is this finance commission also. This finance commission plays a very, very important role in addressing, and also it tries to, what all funds the central government releases, it releases it to the state government whenever it is necessary. So we can say that it helps the central government and state governments in bridging a gap in the finance perspective, I can say. So the state finance now talking about another major important functions which are to be performed by the State Finance Commission, that is strengthening of administrative capacity of PRIs or the municipalities by placing under the relevant tiers of panchayats. That is, the major role of the State Finance Commission is to take care of the Panchayati Raj institutions and as well as the municipalities. Because if both of them, these are now why we are focusing more on the Panchayat Raj institutions and municipalities, because they are the grassroots level governments, because they have the grassroots level. If we strengthen the local governments, then only the state will strengthen, the districts will strengthen. So if we strengthen the local governments are the Panchayati Raj institutions and the municipalities. So they have to. The State Finance Commission plays a very, very important role in addressing in the problems in the budget, problems in the finances of the state, and also it comes out with the innovative methods, ideas, plans, objectives for the state governments to bring about more of development, more of innovative methods, and to go for more faster development. That is, so we can say that the State Finance Commission plays a very, very important role in contributing in the developmental process of the state, and also in the formulation of the finance policies or all the policy implementations as well. But if there is a poor implementation of the policy, then there will be as we can say that the whole concept of development depends upon strong policy making, because if a strong policy comes out only, then only development, the policy, how strong the policy will be implemented, then only they can go for more of faster way developmental process. So ultimately we can say that the more stronger the policy, the better developmental aspects will be seen. So in this regard, policy making, implementation, all these, the State Finance Commission also plays a very, very important role. So this, I can say that the Planning Commission has from, as it is a constitutional body, it has to, and it is plays a very, very important role in developing the state, and at the central level, it is the most important process of the Finance Commission. So this is all about the State Finance Commission. So in today's class, we tried to discuss about the State Public Service Commission, State Planning Board, and the State Finance Commission. State Planning Board is not a constitutional body, but whereas the State Public Service Commission and the State Finance Commission, these two are the constitutional bodies. But State Planning Board is a non-constitutional body. Non-constitutional body means it is a statutory body. That is, it comes out through the act of Parliament. That is, the legislature has formed this body, I can say. So this is all about today's class. If you have any doubts or anything, you can come up. So this is all about today's class. Thank you.